Hi, Ryan Donovan, CUNA's Chief Advocacy Officer here. CUNA, the leagues, and credit unions have been working hard all year long to advance the credit union difference on Capitol Hill, across Washington, and in state capitals around the country. And we've got a lot of great wins to be proud of. First, in the courts, bankers' attempts to limit credit unions' access to markets were beat back in the landmark win on the NCUA's field of membership rule. The courts also handed down a major win on the Wendy's data breach case, and 3 times this year, courts across the country threw out frivolous ADA attacks on credit unions. On the regulatory front, credit union advocacy helped achieve the latest pushback on the CECL implementation deadline, giving credit unions until January 2023 to implement this standard. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also recognized the unique needs of our movement this year. With encouragement from CUNA and the leagues, the agency has proposed raising the threshold on remittances 5-fold and is working with credit union input to exempt payday lending requirements that apply to credit unions. Over at the NCUA, our fierce, bold 360-degree advocacy has had a resounding impact. Not only has our collaborative work garnered an increase in the commercial real estate loan threshold, with a proposed raise of the residential threshold in the works, but we've also gained long overdue guidance on banking hemp in communities across the country. Our efforts have also been seen in the agency delaying the risk-based capital rule until 2022. Also on the regulatory front, credit unions saw us gain momentum in the payments area, as the Federal Reserve announced with our encouragement that they would be building a real-time payments network that will help us remain competitive in an increasingly online and connected financial world. If that wasn't enough, CUNA and the leagues are burning through the shoe leather on the Hill this year, with success seen across the board. Perhaps most notably, CUNA, the leagues, and the Defense Credit Union Council, along with the credit union advocates across the country, preserved our mission and structure in the National Defense Authorization Act. Though the bankers tried to say they deserved equal rent-free access to military bases, you called, wrote, and met with your elected officials to remind them that such parity of access shouldn't be granted until the banks offered the same people-over-profit service that credit unions do every day. This strong advocacy also saw credit unions leading the charge on cannabis banking. CUNA was the first financial service trade association group to testify both before the House and the Senate on how the Safe Banking Act could keep communities safe while serving businesses that had been left underserved through complicated legal technicalities. The credit union leadership ultimately led to the bill's passage through the House of Representatives, and we're confident we'll see positive steps in the Senate in 2020. Speaking of bills passing through the House, CUNA and the leagues have been working hard for several years to secure legislation that modernizes the Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering laws that haven't been touched since the 1970s. Those efforts broke through this fall as the House of Representatives passed modernization bills that, when approved by the Senate, are sure to help reduce regulatory burden for credit unions of every asset size. Credit union advocacy isn't just about the bills that were included in, though. It's also in how credit unions are left out of policies that would hamper our ability to serve our members. That's why I'm so proud that the draft of the modernized Community Reinvestment Act continues to focus on preventing banks from redlining minority borrowers while recognizing the positive work that credit unions do in communities nationwide. And it's that positive work that has secured some of our greatest wins this year. Thanks to the work you're doing in your town, in your county, and across your state, CUNA and the leagues continue to see success blocking bank attacks in states from coast to coast. Whether it's attacks on our tax status, on bank acquisitions, or on any number of other credit union operations, strong advocates like you continue to preserve the credit union difference so that we can serve our members for decades to come. As always, thank you for being such an engaged and bold advocate. Your hard work and passionate outreach continues to ensure our movement's growth. Here's wishing you a safe and happy holiday season and wishing all of us a prosperous new year.